I have never gardened before. I've killed many of my indoor plants, and my thumb is about as green as the sky. So join me as my husband and I try to start a garden in our backyard. I thought about buying plants, specifically ones grown locally, instead of sowing seeds, but while it would be worth it, I felt it cost more than I could actually afford. So I decided to grow our garden from seeds with basically no experience, unless you count killing every single seed I've ever sown. Naturally, while I was at this nursery, I got distracted by unique and pretty planters, which again is out of my budget, but one can still dream about what I hopefully can afford in the future. This was in a local nursery and there were so many cats around. This cat was especially friendly, so I had to pet it, even though I'm allergic. My hand and arm were very itchy and red within a few minutes, but I just washed off when I got home and was fine. So it was absolutely worth it for this cutie. Anyways, back to the task of buying seeds for our garden. This place let you purchase scoops of seeds for really cheap, and I was able to get so many different kinds. Honestly, we probably got too many seeds, and I have no idea if they will survive into the next season or not. I also got this lollipop for free. My mother-in-law bought these blueberry and grapes for us at Costco, and then I almost bought this onion because it was sprouting. Decided against that. We picked up some raised bed soil and headed to the wood section so we can make our beds. We are going for very simple beds that will just help keep the soil contained. Then we shoved all this into my SUV. The boards were so long that we had to fold my passenger seat, and my husband sat behind me in the back seat on the way home. Now the true fun part, lugging around bags of soil to our backyard. I could only move them one bag at a time, so it took many trips. After taking a break from moving everything, we went on to build the beds. We bought 6 boards with a length of 8 feet. We kept 4 at the 8-foot length and then cut down the rest of the boards to 2 foot. We ended up with 2 extra 2-foot boards that I will use for a project later. I am so grateful that my parents bought us some power tools for Christmas. Honestly, this whole thing would have cost a lot more if we'd done that. After cutting everything, we used some very long screws to put them all together, and honestly, this was the hardest part for us. It was just a bit of a struggle, and I'm so sorry for the noise you are about to hear. And here is how the bed turned out. I think it is a pretty large size, but compared to our backyard, it looks very small. I know this is only one bed shown, but we do have another one. Now for the fun part of filling in the beds, we started with a layer of cardboard on the bottom and tried to cover as much of the grass as possible. Wow, my filming skills are chef's kiss. Really, I didn't even want you to look at what I was actually doing. I wanted you to look at my knees instead. Then, to help the cardboard sit better, we watered it. Watch as this will be the only thing I watered that ends up surviving. Next, we put this old firewood that was rotting behind my parents' house and used it as a second layer in our raised bed lasagna. Then we opened and moved our soil with this wheelbarrow my mother-in-law lent us. As the soil was put in, we watered it. Really, truly, after every step we watered. How necessary was it? I have no idea. But here's how the first bed turned out. Now you can watch us improperly put seeds in our soil. Did you know each seed type has a different depth you're supposed to plant it? We didn't know that. Also, because we bought seeds by the scoop, there was no instructions or recommendations on the back like there is on just a regular packet you buy at the store. So we just had to Google everything after we realized our mistake. This is the moment we realized our mistake, but hey, at least one group of our seeds came up even though we did it wrong. Then we planted the blueberries and grapes. Per the instructions, I needed to keep them in a dark, slightly warm place, and that is where they then almost died, because I kept them there far longer than expected. The last frost really does not care about my plans and goals. You can see the sorry state they were in. They're doing much better now. A closer look at the packaging that came in and a nice little recipe for each. Also, just as a bonus, I thrifted these chairs with my sister. They were still in their original packaging. Again, my knees, I must be obsessed. After we replanted the seeds at the proper depth, we started to see some growth. We kept watering them every evening, and slowly more things started to sprout up. At this point, we still hadn't planted the rest of Evelyn bed, but we were waiting to make sure the temperature would stay warmer before we risked it. I came and checked for new little sprouts every day. I know it doesn't look like much, but we were and are still really excited about how our garden is turning out. We found these old bricks around this tree in the backyard and tried to use them to stop some of the grass and weeds growing right against the beds. While everything was slowly growing, I bought this hydrangea and kept it inside until I could figure out where to plant it. But it was on the verge of dying in my care, so I moved it outside, where it has a better shot. It's in the biggest empty spot in my front beds, which is not where I was originally planning on putting it, but it's fine. You know, it's really hard trying to shovel while filming. I promise with no camera, this goes much smoother. Also in the mulch, there is this white substance that I keep thinking is going to bring up mushrooms later, but I'm still not 100% sure. Ignoring my struggles with the hydrangea, things started to grow, and I guess something decided to dip out a small hole in our garden bed because we did not create this. There must be some creature living in there. Side note, I picked up this plant stand and wooden pot off the side of the road in our neighborhood. And our azaleas in the front were blooming. I don't know of the different types we have here, but they were gorgeous. My front beds truly are a mess. I need to move this poor little azalea bush that is just trying to reach some sunlight out from under this tree. We also have a rose bush that has started to have some buds. And then we had little flowers all throughout our yard. I know a lot of people consider them weeds, but they are just cute little flowers to me. The last thing I did before really taking off the rest of the garden beds was plant some marigold seeds my sister saved for me. I just dug a shallow row, placed in the seeds, and covered them back up with some soil. Thank you so much for watching. I will have a part 2 up soon. We are learning a lot as we go, and I am just thankful we have family, friends, and neighbors willing to help and teach us.